friends, and welcome back to our channel, or welcome if you're new here. Okay, if you know anything about us by now, then it should be that we are major foodies. There's nothing better than going out for an amazing weekend breakfast or stopping by your favorite food joint after a long day.
And one thing that we especially love is all of our local restaurants. We love supporting our community, and luckily here in Ogden we have a ton of really great local restaurants. If you're curious about where the locals eat here in Ogden, then go ahead and stay tuned.
Your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about living, eating, sleeping, working, and playing in Northern Utah, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Northern Utah.
We are Sloane Kim Petersen with the Petersen Group, and we've been in the real estate business for 10 years, and every day we help people just like you looking to buy, sell, and invest here in Northern Utah, and we absolutely do love hearing from you guys. Whether you are moving in 9 days or 90 days, go ahead and just give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All of our information is in that description box below, so we can help you make that smooth transition here in Northern Utah. Let's go ahead and get into it.
So I'm so excited to let you guys know about all our local restaurants. I don't even know where to start, but I guess I will start with one of my favorite, and that's pizza. So Ogden has a lot of really, really good pizza places, and one of our personal favorites is the Ogden Pizzeria. If you like traditional pan-tossed pizza with high-quality ingredients, then you'll probably really like the Ogden Pizzeria. It has been a local favorite for many years, offering a menu that includes a variety of pizza styles with customizable toppings, along with pasta dishes, salads, and other Italian-inspired fare. In my opinion, it's also really, really affordable. It's located on Washington right after 12th Street, and something to know is it's only dine-in and pickup. There's no delivery.
Yeah, for sure. And like one of the things I really love about the pizzeria is this marinara sauce is a little bit spicy, and I think you can change like the levels of spice on there,
yeah,
which is super cool. Do we usually get the mild?
The mild.
The mild actually is decently spicy, so I personally wouldn't want anything more than the mild, but I don't really like a lot of spice in my pizza necessarily, but it's something to keep in mind is you can pick those different styles, and they do layer the cheese over the toppings, which is something that I really like in pizza. But there's also a lot of high school kids that work there, so they do really support the local community and make sure they're hiring kids, you know, that can help make a little difference in some part-time work. So definitely a place you have to check out if you love pizza. So another one of our favorite pizza places here in Ogden, and one we've actually talked about before, is going to be the Slackwater Pizzeria. You know, it's more of like a bistro style type pizza, so I'm not, you know, I'm a very picky eater if you know me, and so I was like, I don't really know. It didn't seem like something that I would really want to eat or that I'd be really interested in. You know, they had like artichoke hearts and all these things, and I was like, I wasn't really feeling it. So I kind of just passed on it, you know. And so when I first got into the business, I had a vendor of mine, a friend, that take me out to the Slackwater, and I didn't want to decline it. I was new in the business, and so I was like, okay, well, whatever, let's go check it out. And so I went there for the first time, and they actually had this pizza, which is like a build your own pizza called the Picky Pie, which is perfect for someone like me that's picky, right? And so I just, you know, what I get, in case you're wondering, a lot of people ask, is I just get pepperoni, black olive, and they actually have this really amazing Italian sausage. And if you like Italian sausage or you eat a lot of that, you know that that really changes everywhere, you know, from place to place. It's very different, right? And I like a very specific style of Italian sausage, and if you love Italian sausage, you want to check this place out because theirs is more like, it's more fine, like almost like a hamburger consistency, but it's just like herb based, and it's super flavorful, not really on that heavy end of sausage, and just super good. So anyway, I ate there my first time, and I came home and I just told Kim, I said, you know what? Slackwater was actually delicious. She's like, what do you mean Slackwater, right? Like, I've been wanting to eat there for, I think it was like probably 2 or 3 years
at the time
forever that we were driving by there. And yeah, so anyway, we went to Slackwater, and it was delicious. What's your favorite pizza there, Kim?
So my favorite pizza there, I'll tell you that, and then I'll tell you something else really funny. And I've had tons of their pizzas, but they have like a chicken Alfredo pizza that's delicious. Their 5 cheese pizza's amazing because it's got, you know, the 3 traditional like Parmesan, you know, mozzarella, but then it also, the 4th and 5th is actually feta and blue cheese, which is delicious. But my favorite pizza there has got to be like the Green Goddess, one of their best selling pizzas. Just very healthy, pesto based, super delicious. But the fact that Sloane went after deciding he didn't like it before even trying it, which is very typical Sloane, very typical. And the fact that he couldn't say no to somebody that besides me is so typical. Like, the only way I will ever get to try anything new is if somebody else suggests it, because then Sloane feels like too weird to say no.
Basically.
So I'm very happy that we did try it, because now it's one of our favorite places.
Yeah, and if you guys, I would love to know in the comments, please comment below. We love hearing from you guys. So if you guys have checked out either the Ogden Pizzeria or Slackwater, definitely comment below. Let us know what you think. Or if there's any other pizza places that you like better than those two, I'd be really interested to hear what those places are. And Ogden has a ton of pizza. But just let us know what your favorite pizza is or your dish when you actually go to either one of those places. That'd be awesome.
Okay, speaking of pizza, this isn't a pizza place, but it has an excellent flatbread there. So we'll talk about it now. And that's Ogden Beer Company. They're over on the River Walkway as well. The area of Ogden, actually by where Slackwater used to be, right off of Washington near 21st Street.
And I guess we should talk about that too. Slackwater did move, just so you guys know.
Oh, yeah.
Is it actually
24th now? Yeah.
24th now. It's a bigger location, better parking. So just so you know, Slackwater is not next to
Ogden Beer Company anymore. Yeah, but it used to be. Right there off of the Riverwalk area. It's a gorgeous place to have lunch, you know, in the Ogden area, because you're right next to the Ogden River. And so it's on Washington near 21st Street, and their food is excellent, like I was saying. Obviously, it's a brew pub, and so it's that style of food, but with something a little extra. They use really, really high quality ingredients, local ingredients, and even though it's pub food, it's not greasy, just more indulgent. Their drinks are also really good there, so if you do like to drink, it's got great cocktails, and again, it is next to the Ogden River, so it's really nice to actually sit outside, and they have a great patio area, both upstairs and then like an upper deck patio seating area, so you can just sit there, feel the cool breeze from the river, and it's an awesome place to just grab a bite to eat.
What's been your favorite food there so far? Like, what's been your favorite
And
dish?
so Sloane always asks me this, because if you know us, you know that Sloane gets typically the same thing every time he goes somewhere, and I like to always try something different. The last time we were there with a couple of our friends that actually found us through YouTube, hi Chad and Sabrina, the last time we were there, I had a steak salad, and it was phenomenal. It had like candied pecans on it. Oh, it was delicious.
That's amazing. They have a good brunch menu on the weekends. So a few weekends ago, we actually went there, and I didn't know that, right? I was all prepared to get my lunch special that I always get, right? And I had to try something new. I had to break outside of my box, but I actually got their biscuits and gravy, and it was actually really good. So they are known for their brunch as well, and I think they do mimosas and
they
all
do.
That
They do mimosas,
too, so.
Bloody Marys. Their drinks, like we said, are really good. And when we went to brunch, I got the Mount Ogden, and it was like,
it came like a mountain, basically. Well, they said it was like a mountain,
but
it was a little
like
lackluster, but it was huge.
A tray of food, like a tray, like they bring it out on a metal, and it's literally a tray of food. So if you are gonna get that, probably share.
Yeah, when Kim ordered it, the lady was like, "Are you sure?" Because the Mount Ogden is like a mountain, and we're like, yeah, whatever. And
it really was.
It really was.
It really was.
My favorite thing there, if it's not brunch, right, is like a lot of places where I get the Philly cheesesteak. Their Philly cheesesteak though is different. It's really spicy. They do have like an aioli on there too that I don't get that. Obviously, I'm picky, but they have these cherry peppers on there, and they are spicy. Like, I got them on there once, and then I got them without it once, and I'm not really sure if I like the added spice on there, but if you love spice, you'll love those on there. Their fries are ridiculously amazing, so definitely try those, and I have had a burger from there too that was really good too, so I don't think you can go wrong. I've never went to Ogden Beer Company and been disappointed in my meal.
Delicious.
Great customer service there as well, so you would not be disappointed if you go to the Ogden Beer Company. So we do love our breweries here in Ogden, and another brewery that we really love here is called Roosters. So Roosters is what we like to call a bougie pub food, because they serve some classic pub food like that you would see in any pub, but they also have, more of a fine food there as well, that with a little bit of twist there. So I personally, again, get the Philly cheesesteak there as well, and I actually like that one just a little better. It's very different than the Ogden Beer Company, but this one's it's so different from any other Philly that I've tried, and it's just really good. So instead of actually putting that cheese whiz and like the traditional like Philly on there, they actually use pepper jack cheese, and it is amazing. It's just a little bit of kick of spice, and has the peppers and all that kind of stuff on there, but they actually put that on a lot of stuff there. They're really known for their pepper jack cheese. Their fries there are also hand cut and like double beer battered, so they're really delicious as well. You gotta try those. My favorite appetizers there is their cheese curds. I've had them a lot of places, but they're just so good. But I don't know, they're freaking amazing. So you definitely gotta try that. And I think Kim's basically tried almost everything on the menu, so she loves Roosters, and Kim has a lot, more of a bigger palate than I do. So, what's been your favorites that you've had there?
Yeah, so a couple of my favorites that I really, really enjoy that I go back to time and again. Like I try something different a lot of the times, but I love their turkey. Yes, turkey enchiladas. It has shredded turkey in it. It's got a green sauce, and then it's got, again, the pepper jack cheese on it, and their fish tacos. And so one of the reasons why I like the fish tacos, and going back to the cheese curds, actually the cheese that they use, even for their pepper jack cheese, is called beehive cheese.
Beehive cheese.
And I really, truly think that it's their own cheese that they make. And so I know that they have another shop that's more of a market over on 25th Street, down the street from them, that they kind of joined with another local coffee shop called Cafe Mercantile. And it's on 25th Street. It's a new market. And they sell their beehive cheese there. So I truly believe that they make that cheese. And that's the cheese that they're using on all of their dishes, which is, again, another reason why I love their fish tacos, because they do like a beehive cheese spread over it, and it's amazing. And so why I feel like we like that place so much is because almost all of the dishes incorporate that beehive cheese in some manner, and it's amazing. It's so good.
Totally, so good. Like I said, if you love pepper jack, or even if you think you don't like pepper jack, I never thought I was a huge fan, and I'm not really a huge fan like on its own necessarily.
Yeah.
But how they incorporate the pepper jack cheese is
delicious.
Just amazing. And one thing that we haven't mentioned on both of those breweries is they obviously are, like we said, a brewery.
Yeah.
And so they make their own beers. They have some of the best beer if you are in the beers locally made here. Mm-hmm. And I tried one at the Ogden Beer Company that was like a cider, like a hard cider or whatever, and never had that before. That was amazing. So if you do like beers and you like that, you can even get a sampler platter of all that kind of stuff. Definitely want to check out either one of those or both of those pubs for sure.
Okay, so one of our favorite types of foods is Mexican food. And we are enjoyers of every type of Mexican food. Traditional, new style. We just love a good Mexican dish. Not Tex-Mex. I will say that.
I don't like Tex-Mex. If you're adding corn to the dish, not interested.
We're not the biggest Tex-Mex fans, but when we speak of Mexican food, we mean kind of like that more traditional style, but we still enjoy things that have kind of a twist on that.
And I even like American Mexican too. Obviously, I get that that's not traditional, but like Kim said, we like all types.
So one of the best Mexican food joints in Ogden is called Patricia's. So I will say, paying a little homage to our old favorite, it used to be called El Matador. It was open forever. It was the most delicious food, but they unfortunately closed. The family just didn't want to run the business anymore, which I get, that happens. And so we were tasked with finding new Mexican food to eat. Well, a lot of our friends told us about Patricia's. They were like, you have to try it. It's really good. So one day we had a client. She was a little old lady that we were helping sell her house and move her into assisted living, and she loved this place. And so we were like, well, we've never tried it. We want to find a new place. Let's go ahead and go there. And it was really delicious. I was surprised. I had expected not to really like anything else because I had just loved El Matador so much, but it was actually really delicious. I got a cheese enchilada and a shredded beef enchilada, and it was really good.
I think Kim copied me because that's exactly what I ordered.
He copies me.
And Kim does that a lot, she'll
I feel like you guys know that if anybody's going to copy anybody, it's going to be me. You copying me.
So yeah, and Kim likes beans more than I do, and so I got mostly the Spanish rice, but definitely did get the cheese and the shredded beef enchilada as well, and it was really good. Like the enchilada sauce was super good. I would say as far as traditional versus American traditional, whatever, as far as that goes, I think it was in the middle. It wasn't really Americanized. I mean, they still spoke Spanish there, and it was right in the middle there. I wouldn't say it was like super authentic, but I don't know. I feel like authenticity comes from different nations and different regions of the area. And so I don't know, I feel like it was pretty authentic, me personally, but again, I really do like all types, so it's hard. I'm not a Mexican food, I guess, connoisseur snob necessarily. Like I like them all, like even have me a good taco time. I think it was a good place. Their chips and salsa was really good. It definitely seemed like they made their own tortilla chips and salsa, so it was really good. Definitely check it out. And again, in the comments, if you guys do check any of these places out, we would love to know, but especially let us know on this one anyway, if you do try Patricia's, what you think about it and how authentic you think it is. Yep, so our next favorite place is going to be what we call El Chingaro Loco, and I probably said that wrong. I'm a master of slaughtering Spanish names, but it's really good. One of our actual really good friends, their aunt and uncle own this shop, and so that's how we actually found out about it. It's a little hole-in-the-wall place that you would probably never even notice unless you were planning to go there. But we tell all of our friends and family, anyone that's visiting Ogden, that they have to check out this place. And it has some of the best street tacos that you'll ever have in your life. I'm pretty picky on meat as well, so I only get the carne asada ones, but they are amazing. The meat is just super tender and flavorful. And if you like salsa, and this salsa is good. It is spicy though, and I'll let you know that. When I say spicy, I'm like, yeah, it's spicy. I mean, even if you love spice, it is hot. It burns your lips. If you get it on your skin, you're gonna burn. I had some when we were at this one gathering. We actually were doing it with our clients, a client event that we had. It was giving me hiccups. And so I don't know if you ever had something so spicy that you get hiccups. And it was funny. My friend was like, "Oh, that's normal. That means it's too spicy." So yeah.
I will agree with the spice factor, and I love spicy food, and Sloane loves spicy food too. I think we both eat pretty hot, spicy foods, but it's spicy. So traditionally, when I eat tacos or anything, I get the green sauce, which is technically mild, right? And the thing about the green salsa at this place is that they mix it with avocado, so it's creamy, which is delicious, but it is spicy. So if you're used to green salsas being mild, just proceed with caution. Don't drench your whole taco in it like I like to do, because it may be just way too much for you. But another thing I will say, it's really funny because we recommend to everybody this place. It's that good. And I had a friend visiting me from France, and in France they don't really have street tacos. That's not really just a thing there. And so she was like, take me to the best taco place that you have. And so I took her there. I took our group of friends that had met there. None of them were from Utah, and they loved it. They were so impressed, and they thought it was the most delicious thing. So if you are visiting Ogden, planning to move to Ogden, or you live in Ogden, check out El Chingaro Loco. Again, we probably slaughtered the name, but it is on Washington between 30th and 31st Street. So check it out. It's amazing.
So one more thing that I was going to say before we move on, though, is it is a family-owned business, so don't be surprised. And this is one of the cons about it, is sometimes it's just not open, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. I think they're always closed on Mondays most times.
They're always closed Mondays.
But I went there on a Friday afternoon, I went there on a Saturday, and they were closed, and sometimes they're not. So they're not super consistent, but also that's more rare. I wouldn't say that happens weekly, or I go there all the time, they're not open, but they are sometimes not open, and especially on Monday when I'm really craving tacos,
they're never open.
They're not open on Mondays.
Yeah, so they're not open Mondays ever, but they also do catering and run a food truck. So every once in a while during normal business hours, they will be closed.
Totally.
But like Sloane said, it's not typical, and so definitely just, if you do find it closed, check it out again because it's worth it. Okay, let's talk about another favorite of mine, and that's pasta. I love pasta. And Ogden also has some of the best Italian places ever, tons of them. But lately, our favorite has been Napoli's. The menu is huge, extensive. I mean, at least 50 plates to choose from. So when we go there, Sloane gets the fettuccine Alfredo, which...
Yeah, and it's really good, guys.
Really
sometimes fettuccine, you're fettuccine's fettuccine, but sometimes it's really dry, or the noodles are hard, or whatever, or they don't give you enough sauce. So I say, I don't know, but Olive Garden's been terrible with that lately. So I can't even go to Olive Garden anymore. But this place has the best Alfredo sauce that I've ever had, and you can get it with chicken or without chicken. I prefer it just plain, without the chicken. And the breadsticks that you can go to dunk it in as well is just super good. So you definitely can't go wrong with the fettuccine Alfredo.
And I have tried, of course, like always, tons of their dishes. But the one I keep going back to is called the pesto genovese, which is chicken and bow tie pasta in a pesto cream sauce with feta cheese and sun-dried tomato. It's delicious. The best pasta I've ever eaten in my entire life, and I have eaten a lot of pasta in my life. So, and like Sloane was saying, their bread's delicious, their desserts are delicious, everything is made fresh, in-house, it's authentic. It's just seriously one of my favorite pasta places. So if you are looking for something authentic and fresh in terms of pasta, but want something beyond the typical spaghetti or fettuccine or something more, you have to check out this place. I mean, the amount of dishes you have to choose from is amazing.
Definitely. One thing to keep in mind, if you do go on Friday or Saturday, I mean, they do get a pretty big wait. So I think they take reservations. You might want to call it in or just plan that you're going to have to wait, a good 30 to 45 minutes to get sat. But I promise you, the first time we went there, it was probably an hour wait. And I was like, I don't know, maybe we should go. It is worth it. It is worth the wait. Some of the best Italian food that I've had in my life, and especially in the area. So really good. All right, guys. So another Italian place that we like is called La Ferrovia. So I'm probably slaughtered that too. I'm terrible at names, guys. So I'm sorry if you're like a restaurant connoisseur and you're like,
that's not how you say it.
Throw me to the coals. I get it.
La Ferrovia, and I'm sure that's not accurate either, but it's the best I can do. I don't have an Italian accent.
Yeah, I'll take it. That's better than I said, so we'll go with that. So I do usually get the fettuccine Alfredo, but one time I made the mistake of actually ordering that here because I had got it. Someone was catering it in this event that we went to. So I went here, I ordered the fettuccine Alfredo, and I was like, why isn't this as good? And so we were going through it, like kind of not understanding, why it was so different. And we realized that they actually have something else called just a house sauce. It's a house white sauce. And that was the sauce that I had at this catering event. And it is so much better, guys. I don't know why or what the difference is or what they changed there, but definitely try that out if you're going there and make sure you say that you want the house white sauce because it's really different. And I feel like this sauce is a little thinner. It just had a lot more flavor to it.
It's almost like creamier and cheesier than fettuccine. So like Sloane said, we had both had this pasta and we were like, this is the best Alfredo we've ever tried in our lives. Like, it was delicious. And I do like Alfredo, but like I like to try a bunch of different things. I would not stray here. That's how good this house white sauce is. And so like Sloane said, we went on our own, we ordered the fettuccine, it wasn't the same. And so I start reading reviews and looking through everything and everybody's like house white sauce, house white sauce. So I go and look at it and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's what we had at the catering. It was the house white sauce. So we went back and tried that. And it's phenomenal. Like Sloane said, it's slightly different from Alfredo. So if you are an Alfredo lover, their Alfredo is so good. But once you've had this house white sauce, it's just different. And so definitely I say, even if you do like Alfredo and go back to the Alfredo, at least try it because it is just the most delicious, creamiest, cheesiest sauce you will ever have.
And this restaurant location is also on 25th Street. And if you haven't realized that, we have a lot of good food on 25th Street. And most of them are local restaurants that you can't get anywhere else, which is amazing. And this one is no exception to that. So they really actually have a really good dessert too that Kimberly likes. And Kim will tell us about this too. And it's so good.
They have 3 different or 4 different kinds of desserts, but the 2 that I've tried are both different types of lemon cakes. One is like a more traditional lemon cake, and then one is like a lemon cake it's round and it's covered in like a lemon, almost like chocolate, like hard shell, and then it's just got like cream all over it. I cannot even explain. I dream about this. Like, I wake up in the middle of the night dreaming about this cake. It is the most decadent, but somehow light. Like, you could eat the whole thing and not feel like sick. Like, it's just amazing. If you were to ask me what a perfect dessert was, it is that. So when you go, try out either of their lemon cakes. Both delicious, but definitely have to have it. It's amazing.
And then come back into the comments and comment below what you thought about that, because we would really love to know if these recommendations that we're recommending to you, like, that you also agree with. And of course, this is our opinion, the things that we like here, but definitely love to hear from all of you to just know like what you guys liked, and if you want to add any of your favorites, we'd love to hear that. So definitely comment below and let's talk about it.
Okay, so one thing I do want to say is I'm super excited doing this video because we've done a ton of other local eats videos or local foods videos or like top 10 videos for food in Ogden and pretty much all over Utah. But this one is everything that we love. This is our favorite. So like, I didn't go do research behind this. I didn't see what everybody else was loving. These are just foods that Sloane and I go to all the time. And so if we get really excited and there's a story behind all of it, it is truly because these are the places we go and that we love to eat. Okay, so the next one I'm going to talk about is sushi. And Sloane probably won't have much to say on this, but I'll let him tell you what he orders from here because he is not a sushi lover. I don't think that would surprise any of you, but he is not like sushi. But that is Tona. And I am sure that if you've ever researched Ogden or heard about Ogden or asked for sushi in Ogden, Tona comes up because it is like award-winning on a ton of like best lists for all over the nation, not just locally. So it is just like such a delicious sushi place. So I do have to go get my sushi fix every once in a while. I try to do it with like a girlfriend or girls' nights out or something, so I don't have to subject Sloane to sushi night. But if you do go to Tona, which you have been, what do you typically get there?
Yeah, so if you don't like seafood or sushi, or you are a picky eater and have a limited palate like me, you still go to Tona with your friends, and I actually get their chicken teriyaki bowl, and it's actually really good, and they have really good pot stickers and things like that there as well. So there are some options there if you don't want to do that, but the chicken teriyaki is amazing, and you would like that as well.
Yeah, it is kid friendly because they do have bento boxes, which is like chicken teriyaki with some rice and all of that. Definitely Sloane loves that. He also likes the yakisoba there.
Yeah, yakisoba is really good. The noodles are really good, and they have really good flavoring too. So definitely check that out if you're not, a seafood lover.
But if you are a seafood lover, then you will love their sushi rolls there. So Tona actually flies in fresh fish from all over the world, and they're known for their creative rolls and sashimi specifically. So sashimi is just like the fresh fish on top of like a rice ball. And so I am a huge sushi lover, like I said, and I can't tell you what my favorite roll is, only because they are so into fresh ingredients that they change their rolls constantly. So every time I've been, it's never been the same two things that you can get there, which I personally like that as somebody that likes to try food. I will tell you my favorite appetizer there, which never changes, is the agadashi tofu. If you are a tofu lover, it's like fried tofu with a like thicker fish sauce over it, and it is just like the most delicious thing you will ever have. But anybody that loves sushi that I've ever recommended that to or taken there has absolutely loved it.
Totally, all my friends that I know that love sushi just rave about that place. So you definitely won't go there and be disappointed at all.
And they do have mochi ice cream, which surprisingly Sloane tried and also did like, but they have them in flavors like mango and strawberry, so just really delicious.
All right, guys, so there's also a couple of places that locals really love to go for Greek food, and the first one is actually in the mall. I know that sounds super weird, right, saying one of the best Greek foods is in the mall. Yes, it actually is in the Newgate Mall here in Ogden. They did just open up a second location just because they've been so busy, so they've been expanding, and that's actually over there by the junction. So it's over there by the movie theater over there. So you could check it out there as well. I haven't been to that location yet, so I'm not sure if they've changed anything or how busy it is, anything like that. But you definitely can check out that second location too.
Well, and it's so funny because I know it's the same as like sushi or anything. When you tell somebody you get it from a mall or a grocery store, people are automatically like, oh my gosh, food poisoning, right? No, I am telling you, every friend that I have ever taken to, because this is personally my favorite Greek food place. I've never in my life tried a Greek food place better than this one in the mall, and I stand by that. I will die on that hill. But anybody that I have ever taken there, and Sloane and I typically just get the chicken souvlaki, so we haven't had the lamb or things, but I just recently took friends there from Chicago that did have the lamb, and they thought it was phenomenal. They were like, this is the best Greek food. You are right.
Just something about the season. They use this like lemon seasoning that's just super good. And I would say that like if you're used to traditional type of Greek, it might be different, although the owners are actually from Greece, and so, but it's just different. Like usually like Greek rice is like more like puffy and like lemon. Like this is not like that.
It's not pilaf, it's actual rice, which I think is the difference. They use real rice, but the flavor is amazing. It's like, there's some Greek rices that are very heavy on the lemon, and Sloane and I don't really prefer that. This one has the hint of lemon with like some like chicken bouillon on top or something. It is just like delicious.
Good. And they put that on their French fries too. So yeah, and then it's kind of weird. Like I made French fries from a Greek place, but their French fries are so good.
Yes, and always the lover of a sweet thing, me. They have baklava there that is fresh homemade baklava. So if you love that, you have to check it out. It's amazing.
So another one of our favorite places for Greek food is actually a local bar here in North Ogden. I guess it's technically still in Ogden, but it's called Andy's. And they not only serve traditional Greek rice like we were talking about, but they also serve, that traditional Greek potatoes, which is personally one of my favorites. And Andy's also does happen to be one of the best local burger shops in the area. They are literally like a hole-in-the-wall bar that you probably won't even notice or see when you're driving by unless you're trying to go there, but it's definitely a local favorite. I've been eating there for well over 15 years. And it's just so delicious. And so if you are living in Ogden, I'm sure you've heard of it. But if you're not, or you're going to be traveling through here and you would like to try some traditional Greek food or a good burger, they make their own handmade fries there as well. Super good. I don't usually eat in necessarily because it is kind of like a dive type bar, but and it's really busy. So you can get it to go. They have a pickup window. You can call it in if you would like, which is preferred. Like if you just go up there and order, it's not like that. You'd want to call in so it's ready. It's not fast food, right? So, but definitely check out Andy's if you're looking for a good burger or Greek food place in Ogden.
Yeah, and I think most people don't notice it because it is like just an old converted house, and like the Walmart sits behind it. So when you're over there, you're typically going to the Walmart. It's very busy. You could easily miss it. But like Sloane said, delicious Greek food, delicious burgers, definitely check it out. Okay, so last but definitely not least, let's talk about steakhouses. The Timbermine is probably the best steakhouse in all of Utah, not just Ogden, and it happens to be local. It's up Ogden Canyon, so right up 12th Street, and it's kind of interesting because it has an area that you can eat in called the Mine that's got like a fake river running through it and like fake miners and trees, and it's just like a fun little environment, but the food is so good. Like, that sounds really hokey, and when you first go in, you're like, it kind of is hokey, so you're like, I hope this, like, the food actually is good. No, it's delicious. So what do you usually get when we go there?
Yeah, so they actually have what they call a tenderloin, right, which is just a fillet, basically. But it's amazing because you can get, what is it, like a 16-ounce? 16-ounce fillet. It's bacon-wrapped fillet. And it's not even that bad. I think it's like $35, which bad. Usually you get like an 8-ounce fillet, right? So
yeah. I
can never obviously eat a 16-ounce fillet. It's ridiculous, but it makes a really good lunch for the next day. And so that's what I get. I think it's called like the Gold Rush, I think is what it's called there. But super cool, amazing steak. I really couldn't talk better about this steak. It's definitely one of my favorites out of the whole state, like Kim said.
Yeah, whenever we are having a special occasion, an anniversary, a birthday, we just want to go somewhere fancy, we always go there because it is just so delicious. I am, of course, a seafood lover. I do like their steaks to have had them before, but being a seafood lover, I always go back and forth between their salmon and their shrimp scampi. Their seafood is so fresh, delicious, and they always cook it perfectly. Like, seafood can go south really quickly if you don't have a good cook, and I've never eaten there where I've been like, this was a bad cook. It is always just like up to level, like completely delicious. And funny story, actually one of my favorite reasons to go there is like the little starter salad that you get there. So I had never eaten a beet in my life. I've never tried a beet, never had one, never really had the opportunity to have one. Like, surprisingly, unless you seek them out, they're not just like on things. But the first time I ever had one was from here on their salads. They come with beets, and I was like, well, I guess I'll try it because it's on my plate, and now I'm obsessed. Like, I can't get enough of them because I had them there, and they do a house-made blue cheese that is phenomenal. So if you're a salad lover also, like, definitely check it out.
Well, there you have it, guys. Those are some of the top favorite places that locals and we especially like to eat here in Ogden. Of course, there's actually a ton more places that we could talk about, but we could go on forever and ever about food, so we're just going to go ahead and leave this here for now. Leave us some of your favorite places to eat here in the comments. We'd love to hear from you, whether it's a new favorite or just commenting on the things that you like with the places that we've talked about today.
Picking where you'll call home is an important decision, and we would love to help you make that smooth transition to the northern Utah area. If you're looking to purchase in the northern Utah area, we would love to help you out. Give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and as always, we are keeping it real estate.